Welcome to today's Simply Be Found Huddle with Dean and Rob. We're the co-founders of SimplyBeFound.com. We're going to talk about a lot of random things today, but one topic we're going to talk about is eyeballs on your business and just where the state is on that and see where it kind of goes. So, Dean, have you ever heard of a business that never wanted to have eyeballs on their business?
Never heard of it. I mean,
I,
people don't go into business to be just to hang out and take off all the time they want. They want to make money or they want to make a job out of it, kind of thing. So
unless it's a shell corporation and they're hiding money, and I mean, or
they
they have
don't want
a
people to
trust
find it.
fund that's paying
They,
them millions.
they don't want it found. I get you. But no, we talk about the whole thing of getting eyeballs in your business, and we have a particular HVAC, heating and vacuum air conditioning. And they're slammed right now. The problem is they're saying, I don't need more work. But then they call up in about 3 months, say, we don't have any work. And they're not, because that's kind of the scenario of small businesses. When they're busy, they don't think about it. But when they're not busy, that's when they're trying to do things. And that's what, the eyeballs, getting the eyeballs on them all the time is what we want to help them do or understand, basically.
Well, I think it's important. It's important. I think that that's a really good piece because there's a lot of business owners that think that, well, if I turn this on, it's going to be instant results. And that might be the case with ads and pay-per-click and really expensive things, but this one is an organic approach.
Right.
And when you approach yourself on marketing as organic, you're looking at it taking, we get people that say, hey, I got results in the first couple of days. I'm not really sure and convinced that is 100% us, but I'll take the praise on it. But then you have other people, it can take up to 90 days to be truly optimized. It depends on where you're starting from, where you're at. So if business is good today, you should be making sure that your data is correct.
Right.
You don't necessarily have to do the social media. You don't necessarily have to do the SEO on your website and go really big with it, but at least making sure that you're going out to all the networks. So that way, if business does go down, you have a chance to be able to have business to continue coming.
Right. Well, what you're talking about is an organic. It takes some time. We call it a warming up process. It takes time to get everything going, making sure that the information is being fed there because we don't know where everybody's going to grab. I mean, all the networks we have, some might grab it the same day that we put you in, which is one of those things. The other ones are there. We don't know what their information gathering period is. And so therefore it may take 90 days because we may have just missed XYZ over here and they may not take another read for another 90 days. And then, so that trust between that search engine or that algorithm is different than the one that just gathered it because they don't have all the updated information. So that's why it's really important for that eyeball piece to get started now.
Well, and it's part of that linking process. So each of the networks grab from each other. That's how we get out to 800 plus networks. So when we blast out for the listings engine, when you look at it from a programming standpoint, from a developer side, when we built that out, it's going out and it's hitting each of the networks that are primaries. And then it depends on that. So it might wait. We might be waiting for some of the pieces to come in and grab the information and scrape it. And it might do a cross reference. And this is why social media is so important when it comes to your organic SEO and for your piece, because it might look at your Facebook and go, okay, how active are they? Because inside of the world of marketing, you have three pillars. You have content, you have authority, and trust. And all three of those pillars work together to be able to build up your marketing campaign. So if I am XYZ algorithm or search engine, I might be a voice engine, I might be AI, I might be whatever, I might be Google. I'm going to grab that information and I'm going to cross check it. So the data comes in. Okay, these guys said they do X, Y, Z. Great. Here's their company name. Here's their description. Here's their keywords. Here's everything I know about this data file. I'm going to go cross-reference it. Now I'm going to look at how often they're posting on Facebook and into their Google business profile and into their social media network. I'm going to go to their website. I'm going to scan it. And that's going to give it a score that is unknown to anybody. So once it gets that score, it's then going to go, okay, this is where it is. Now, if it's a hot business and it thinks that this is going to be great on its network, it might prioritize it and automatically just push it right out.
Right.
It might say, hey, guess what? It needs a manual verify and sends it over here. Our data science team looks at those data points and we try to be able to manipulate that in some aspects to get at the best results. That's why we have all three tools that we have. But you have to be able to make sure you're putting that data out and backing that data up. Because if you're not doing that, you're going to be lost in the noise and it's not going to be able to cross-reference it. Does that make sense on a business level?
It does make sense on business level. And the other thing, it's that information piece. It's not just keywords like it used to be. You just don't list keywords. You want to talk about the location of where you're at, which kind of takes us to another point with like that HVAC company. They're a service-based company, and they went, "Oh, we're not being found on maps," kind of thing. So that's why that's important with the data that you're putting out there. I shouldn't call it data. The content that you're putting out there is saying where you're at, because that helps to pinpoint you. But you may not be on the maps because you don't have a physical address, but it's going to put you into a service area kind of thing too, which is
Right.
a whole other discussion on that whole
Well,
thing that goes on.
Well, I think it's a good point, because if you're a service area business, if you're an HVAC company, if you're a roofer, if you're a plumber, 9 times out of 10, someone is not going to come to you. HVAC, they might, because they might be coming to you for filters.
Right.
So you might have a physical location. If you have a physical location, great. But for the most part, they're going to come to your website. They're going to fill out for a lead. They're going to make a phone call, set an appointment. They're going to do something of that nature. So someone's not looking for that physical address. They're not coming in and looking for you inside of maps. So just because you're not on maps doesn't mean you're not on voice search.
Right.
Just because you're maps doesn't mean you're not optimized on local SEO. That's a miscommunication and a mishap that happens inside of the world of SEO all the time.
Right. Exactly. So, I'm going to go ahead and let you, let's keep going on that thought process, or you got that? I think we're good on that. So,
I mean, that's kind of that whole piece of where that side comes into and where it ends up being. I mean, if you end up having that whole piece that ties in, that's going to be a major piece that makes it to where that fits into the piece. So when you're looking to put eyeballs on your business, you got to make sure you're doing all the pieces. And Google isn't the number one search engine anymore. And a lot of people aren't realizing that it's that way. A lot of marketing agencies still focus just on Google data. And there's a lot more data that's out there that's beyond Google.
right.
And that's really what our listings engine came out to be able to do. So if I was going to do an optimization for an HVAC company or a service-based business, I would go in and I would do all of the stuff inside the listings engine. I'd set up all that information. And then inside of social media, I would talk about jobs I'm working on. I would have my front desk office log into something like the social media suite, and they would write blogs based on things I've done, problems I've solved. A heater went out in Windsor, Colorado, and we did X, Y, Z to be able to solve it. That's a great social media post. That's a great blog post for your website. And because now you're solving problems and you're putting that data out what you solve. We've seen this before for a garage door company inside of California. They had mice coming in, eating stuff inside of their boxes. That's a problem that gets searched for in that area. So it's very local based on you.
Right.
Just like when you're doing your descriptions inside the listings engine, don't list out all your keywords for your description. Actually write your description out. And if you don't know what to say inside your description, just come to us and say, here's my keywords. Here's what I do. Can you improve this? And your marketing coach will help you be able to work through that.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the biggest thing that people don't understand is we're here to help you with some of your thought processes. What we can create for you. We don't really write the content, but we give you ideas on what to work on, kind of thing. So that's a great benefit that we offer that a lot of people do not offer.
It is. And it's about being real. So if you're looking to be able to get those eyeballs on and be able to attract it, you got to make sure those eyeballs are always seeing you. It doesn't mean they're going to see you every single time and you're going to rank number one every time. You got to remember, there's 1,000 different ways to skin a cat. There's 1,000 different ways to be able to search for your business. And what one person A does is not what person B is going to do, because 9 times out of 10, those consumers, you're going to have a combination. You're going to have a tech savvy consumer that's going to look at it this way. You're going to have somebody who's using AI for everything. They're looking for you on ChatGPT. You have another person who's using DuckDuckGo because they think it's more secure. You'll get someone who still uses Yahoo because, my God, I've been doing it my whole life that way. I mean, there's just You have to
Absolutely.
make sure that you're hitting those consumers in every single way.
Right. And, let's talk a little bit about businesses that search for themselves a little bit too. They search for themselves over and over again, and they can condition those devices to not always see them. So we had people say, I'm not being found on Siri any longer. How many times in the last week did you look yourself up? And did you do something with it? So you can skew
Did you
your
take
own.
action?
Pardon?
Did you take action on yourself?
Yeah,
Did
exactly.
you ask to make a phone call? Did you ask for directions? Did you actually drive from a different location? Because if it's not delivering the best result, so any search engine's looking to be able to deliver the best result it possibly can to that consumer. So if it thinks that you don't like that result, it's going to try to find a different result because obviously you don't like it if you didn't take action.
Exactly. And you can't just say, find a plumber. I mean, find
It,
a
it,
plumber what?
it's kind of like it's kind of like the real estate agent in Dallas, Texas, the one time that thought that since she put inside of her business description that she was the best realtor in of Dallas, Texas, that she was going to come up number one every single time.
Right. And she doesn't come up best realtor in Dallas, Texas. I mean,
There's no cross reference, no
I know.
social media, no publications, nothing saying that she is. So, I mean, according to the search engine, I mean, it's not going to look at that. If we could score that, like I've said a million times on a million different videos, you could. We wouldn't be having this conversation because it'd
No,
be
no.
worth millions of dollars.
I know. I agree
I'd
there.
be sitting on the beach drinking a margarita right now.
Oh, that sounds awesome considering it's only 16 degrees here right now. Today when we're recording, it's not nice out there, but I'm not trying to that. But and one of the other things too, when you talk about eyeballs, and the old analogy, the bucket of water is your customer base. You have to get people seeing you because you can't plug the holes all the time because people leave for whatever reason. You always have to be backfilling it and getting more eyeballs so people are contacting you. I mean, we're kind of using two analogies here, but but if you're not getting people to contact you, you can't refill your bucket of customers or whatever it is that you're trying to do with your business, depending on where you're at and what you're trying to do, in your life cycle, your business as well.
And that's a very bit. I like that analogy. I've always liked that analogy. And you have to remember, there's thousands of different ways that you can gain those eyeballs to be on your business. Your business might be unique, and it's also a different piece to be able to utilize the coaching plans from simplybefound.com is to be able to help you be able to work through those because your area might be different than somebody else's area. We see those one-offs. It's one of those things to where you have to take the steps inside of your business. You have to take the effort to be able to do the things that are there or have staff that's going to do those things for you. But it's one thing that's probably the biggest thing I could ever recommend when you're trying to put more eyes on your business is make sure you do the bare minimum basics at the very minimum, even if you are busy right now, because if you're busy right now, doesn't mean you're not going to need it in 90 days.
Right, exactly. We have so many business owners that say they don't like to help or enter data, and I get it. I mean, you're busy and doing things, but I don't know a business owner that doesn't like to talk about their business somehow. I mean, whatever it is. I mean, I'm pretty proud of what we do. We have business events with chamber or whatever that we go to. We're always talking about our business. And usually people we talk to, they like to talk about their business. So I don't understand why it's so, that's why you got to take the initiative and talk about your business, but it's in a typewritten form, if you will, in the business descriptions. And even in your keywords, there's a lot of things that people don't realize that they're missing. And so that's why you have to take and be active in your own success with our platform.
It's one of those things, Dean. If you take 15 minutes, you go through and you set up your whole profile for the listings engine. You enter all of your information, even if that information has misspelled words and just is absolutely a bunch of garbage. You ping us and say, hey, can you look at my profile and make suggestions? We have tools, we have data, we have all these things that we can stack and we can help you improve those pieces
Exactly.
because would you have to enter something? We can't work from just a blank state. I talked to a business yesterday that was like, well, I don't have a website. I'm a brand new business. I haven't done anything on social media. I'm trying to remember what kind of business he was. I think he was a moving company. It was on a moving company. I'd like you to write my descriptions for me and write about my business. How I can't start from zero to be able to get you where it is. I could. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some back and forth and be able to do it, but you have to be able to be the one to start yourself to be able to make something like this work. And we are a tool. We're not a marketing agency. We work with marketing agencies to be able to help them be able to get businesses out there lit. Work with, that end user in that aspect. We're more than willing to help. And we're willing to give you ideas and do all that side, but you have to take that initiative start. And really to fill out the profile, I'd say on average from looking at how long it takes someone to fill out the profile in the listings engine is taking anywhere between 15 and 30 minutes.
I agree. I agree. And the other thing too, is once you get your profile where you want it, you don't really have to do much with that. I mean, well, if you add something, you take something away from your business and you have to go in and make those adjustments. But it isn't like you have to go in and make a change every day,
No,
and that, and
yeah,
that,
I would actually recommend you don't make a change
or
every day.
absolutely, because we have had people that are going, oh, I wasn't being here, so I changed this, I changed that. Well, now all that information that was gathered, if it, depending on, like we talked about the when people pick up that information, they could all of a sudden create a problem saying this doesn't match because
Right.
that because of the cycle sequence or whatever. So you got to let it run. You got to let it sit for a while too, and incubate, if you will.
You do, and that's a really big piece because the other piece I see all the time is I see businesses that come in and it's not going fast enough for them. So then they decide I'm going to go out and I'm going to register for Apple Business Connect, and now they have this profile. You can have a profile there, but now you just created a new one. Our system already put that request in, and now you're going to have it start fighting against each other.
Right, especially if it doesn't match. Because they,
Right.
they, they may not know, remember, because we get back into that whole name, address, phone number, the NAP thing again. And if they put in the word ST, and then for us, and they put in street on Apple, now all of a sudden
There's a conflict.
right. And so then it
It'll, it'll take longer for our system to be able to backfill that, to be able to get Apple to say, okay, yep, your information is more valuable than what the person entered directly. It ends up being a conflict in there and it ends up slowing down the entire process. It's a time game. And if it's not going fast enough for you and you think that you need to go do it, or you're curious if something like that is going to help you, ask us. Just say, hey, do you think I should do this? Would this have any value? Would it have any value for me to do this? Or what items could I be doing right now that would be able to get me value to be able to grow my business?
right. And I think, and once you get that, that all your business information filled out, the best way to really speed up the process to give you more validity as a business is the social media piece. Posting on Google Business Profile, putting stuff on Facebook if you have an account, LinkedIn, wherever. That's where you really start to give more value to your business. Is going to speed up the confirmation process, if you will, of how the algorithms are seeing you, because now you're starting to put out information. You're showing that you're an existing business that's active, especially if you have any, responses to comments, that kind of thing. And that, I think that's
That's
how
going to be
you,
a huge area.
right. But that's the only way you can really speed up, is to have, and putting out blogs on your website if you have a website. But the social media piece is a huge piece, and it's really become more influential in the search engine process, especially with AI and some of the questions, and the what do you call that? And I always get that wrong. I always want to call it questions and answers. That's not what it is anymore.
AEO?
Yeah, the questions.
Yeah, AEO, along to the new term is AEO replaced SEO. And then local SEO is dead because AEO came in. Well, all it is answer engine optimization. All it's doing is answering questions, going in and saying, hey, I solved this problem for this person in this location, and this is or here's their problem. Here was the solution. Here's what we did. And boom, we did it in this area. It's a whole piece is huge right now because people are looking for problems to be solved and they're looking for answers. And this ties into the AI piece. So when you go to Google now, or you go to Bing, it's an AI answer at the top. And if you're not answering those questions that your customers have, your competitors are going to show up first.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and that's really going to affect, it's the query question too. That's why I talked about the keywords aren't the same. It's what the question is, what the location is. I mean, that's why you got to put all that information out there as much as possible. And
Right.
that's the what I call it the currency, if you will, is content is currency to get you out there. And that's how you have to spend, that's the money you spend or whatever is the time it takes to put out that content.
Right. I mean, it's the content, it's the authority, it's the trust. So you also have to make sure you're getting reviews and real reviews. Don't go out and buy reviews. Don't go out and spend money. I mean, you're going to get banned from Google. You're going to get banned from these networks to be able to do it. And I mean, that's an absolute huge piece to be able to put in there. So if you're looking to get eyeballs, do the things that are going to matter. Follow the playbook. Follow those little pieces. Those little pieces are going to help you. If you need eyeballs right now and your business is about ready to die, ads might be a good piece. We have a whole blog that talks about how much a lead costs. And without pulling that blog up, I'd probably say the average lead after you go through and pay all the clicks and actually get a true customer is usually anywhere between 25 and $75, depending on your industry. It's
Exactly.
expensive to run ads. That's why organic I love so much, because if you do it right, you stack it correctly, you're going to get results pretty darn quick, faster than what it used to be. It used to be where you came in and did something like this, it would take 6 to 8 months. We've speeded that process up. You're looking at 7 days to 90 days to be in your sweet spot. That's absolutely phenomenal, in my opinion.
Right. I agree with you. And that's just the way the whole world is working. It's faster and there's more data points that are being collected by the AI process. And that's,
Correct. AI has really changed.
yeah,
We have faster computing now than we ever have.
exactly. So, but it's still the bottom line is get customers in your door, close the sale, make money. I mean, that's
Yep.
that process.
And be a little patient on it and do the things that are there and make it simple for yourself. Uh, get a version of Chat GPT. If you're a member of ours, ask for some different stuff to be able to help answer those questions and do your social media posts. Even if you're not using our social media suite, you can go do it yourself as well. But make
Exactly.
sure you're posting out to your Google business profile. Make sure you're posting to Facebook. Post out on X and Twitter. Do LinkedIn. I mean, every single piece is putting eyeballs and references onto your business. And if you're not stacking all those pieces together, you're going to miss out on the opportunities to be able to put those eyeballs on your business.
I agree 100%, Rob.
And that's exactly what simplybefound.com is going to do for you, is be able to help you be able to work through this, make it simpler, to give you the tools to be able to get yourself found by more local customers. Is there anything else you want to add to this huddle?
No, I think we pretty well beat this one up a little bit, but
Yes,
I don't think there's anything else. I mean, you and I can talk forever. So you got to kind
you
of
can.
stop at some point and say, okay, we'll start down another rabbit hole, if you will, since I'm a
Well,
loose.
we've joked about recording ourselves all the time and going through and just talking about the support tickets that are coming in, how we're going through and strategizing. Oh my gosh, I can't talk.
Do we
Um,
need we need a vocabulary helper with you right now? Strategizing.
so I mean, but it's one of those things to where, I mean, we've talked about being able to break it down and we go through and we build a piece out. We still have customers, we still have members that we do all their marketing for them. I have agency customers that have worked with me for years. There are test customers. They know there are test customers. We test the living hell out of them for things. It allows us to be able to do things and take action. We don't have to ask, hey, can we post this about your business? We know their business. We work.
Right.
There's a couple inside of my marketing agency that I still have. I've had them for since 2009.
Yeah,
I
and
no, 2008.
and then that's where our case studies come from, if you will. We don't really publish what each one because they're in different industries, but we don't want we don't want to put their name out there like that. But that's how we get our data. I mean, we do it. I mean, that's how we get it. So
Yep. So if you like getting these huddles, you like doing it, make sure you subscribe wherever you might be listening. We have a whole new piece coming out. I don't know what it's going to look like. It's going to be changing. Our format's going to probably be changing a little bit. But the big thing is we want to give you real things uncut and be able to have a conversation with you. That's what the huddle's all about. If you want to join the huddle and you want to be able to be on with either myself, Dean, or both of us, let's get that scheduled. Just send us an email, send us a chat, say, hey, I want to join your huddle, and we'd love to have you there. If you're not already a member of ours, make sure you sign up at simplybefound.com. where Dean and I are both the co-founders, and we'd love to have you on. My name is Rob.
I'm Dean, and thanks everybody for joining us today.
Have a great day. Welcome to today's podcast of where Simply Be Found Huddle, where Dean and I talk about random stuff. Today we're going to talk about eyeballs. How to get more eyeballs on your business, Dean. How does that sound?
It sounds good to me. That's all we're worried about in business, getting more people to see your business, right?
Have you ever met a business owner that didn't want more sales, more eyeballs on their business, and to gain more traction?
Never. Everybody that ever calls up says, how come I'm not getting more people in my door or more leads or whatever? Everybody has that same concern.
I mean, every industry is a little bit different. You get some, if you're in the construction industry, you want leads and you want to be able to keep your sales guys busy or being able to do sales calls. If you're an ice cream shop, you want people coming in your front door.
Exactly. A lot of it depends on how many people you have coming to you. We've talked about the different things of cost per sales or to lead, but the more frequently you need customers or people walking in your front door and contacting you, the smaller the margin is, the more you have to have of that kind of thing.
Yep.
That's just economics.
It's economics. And I mean, when it comes to digital marketing and be able to get more eyeballs on your business, it all depends. It's all that funnel piece to where it depends on what your search traffic is here, what your competition is here, and then where you rank at here, and then you narrow them down into yourself. I mean, that's never going to change. That funnel is built on content, authority, and trust for all three of the pillars to be able to bring that funnel into it. So, I mean, that part's never going to change, but it is one of those things to where every business is a little unique. The piece I see a lot is there's businesses that struggle because they've been told, hey, I got to be found on Google Maps. I was talking to a roofer yesterday. He goes, I need to be on Google Maps. No, actually, you don't. I don't think you need to have that physical piece. I think you need to be focused on a service area versus being inside of Google Maps and bring local search terms into your actual search, because nobody is going to ever go, I want to go see a roofer today. I think I'm going to get in the car and I'm going to go talk to him.
Right. Well,
there might be a couple people, but it's not average.
Yeah. Well, we have a lot of members that are service area businesses. And they go, I'm not being found on maps. Well, they don't have a physical location because their vehicle or their, whatever. There's a lot of different reasons why people don't have a physical pinpoint. And without that pinpoint, they aren't going to see on maps. Is that correct? Do I have that right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bottom line, right?
Yeah. And I mean, Maps is designed to where you can get your physical location for someone to be able to find you and know you're there. Yes, if you have a physical location, you should make sure you have it there. But if you really truly don't have a physical location, use your service area. And service areas to where you can set that up inside of your Google business profile. They're the only ones really with that service area piece, but you could bring that into your social media. You could bring that into your website. You could bring all those pieces together to be able to set those data points to be able to get yourself found. But if you are a bank, you want to make sure that people know where to find you, because that's where it is. If you're an ice cream shop, if you have people coming in physically to it, then Maps is going to be a great spot for you. And you want to attract those eyeballs there. So I think it's a different, just because you're not on Maps doesn't mean you're not going to be on voice search.
Right.
I think that's a big piece that a lot of people don't understand.
Right. Exactly. So, sorry, I just had a notification come through. I did some notifications on my phone, so I had to get interrupted. So, anyway, can we pause for just a second? I'm sorry, Rob, on that.
Yeah.
I need a break for just a second. I got to take this call. So,
yep.
Hey there. Yep. Well, let's get her done. Just get it done. Oh, okay. Right. Okay. No, I haven't called anybody. So got it. Okay. Bye. So